I've not read Morrissey's book, have you?
I've had a browse through it.
Did you enjoy it?
I was just checking out what he's saying about me, basically. Went through the index.
You know what? That was the reason why I didn't want to put an index in my book.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the thought of Barney going in the bookshop and just browsing through the index. I wanted him to have to suffer it. And the fuckers put an index in afterwards. Oh man, I was fucking gutted. And I said to him, why have you got a fucking index here? I told you specifically not to put one in.
Won't you please let me go? These words lie inside, they hurt me so. And I'm the kind that likes to tell you just what I want to.
Hi, I'm Elia Einhorn. Welcome to the Talkhouse Music Podcast. Here at the Talkhouse, we pair notable musicians for thoughtful, unmoderated conversations and release new talks each week. Regular listeners will have caught recent episodes like Vince Clarke of Depeche Mode, Yaz, and Erasure in conversation with Jean-Michel Jarre, with an introduction by LCD Sound System's Gavin Russum, or Ben Watt of Everything But the Girl with Bernard Butler. Check out these and all of our past episodes, and subscribe to get new ones on Stitcher or iTunes. Today's guests are two of rock's most legendary bassists, Peter Hook of Joy Division and New Order, and Andy Rourke of The Smiths. Peter Hook was a founding member of seminal Manchester post-punk group Joy Division, and then, after singer Ian Curtis's suicide, New Order. New Order shaped the sound and culture of modern dance music through innovative, world-conquering hits like Bizarre Love Triangle and Blue Monday, as well as the near-mythic club they co-owned, the Hacienda. An acrimonious post-millennial split saw the band replace Hookie on bass, while he headed out to tour as Peter Hook and the Light, playing classic Joy Division and New Order records in their entirety. Hook has also released 3 books, including this year's band memoir Substance, Inside New Order. Andy Rourke played the bass in legendary indie rock band and my all-time favorites, The Smiths. The band's career, though brief, would fundamentally change underground rock, and their influence still underpins most of what has been variously called alternative, indie, and DIY music. When the Smiths split in 1987, singer Morrissey went solo, and Andy Rourke co-wrote and played on a number of his early songs. Andy also worked with Sinead O'Connor, appearing on her #1 record I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, and went on to play with The Pretenders, Ian Brown of the Stone Roses, Badly Drawn Boy, and more. His new band with Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries, Dark, released their debut LP Science Agrees last September. Rourke and Hook have a long history together, and even collaborated in the band Freebase, an all-bass supergroup that also included Manny from the Stone Roses and Primal Scream. When Hookie's book tour brought him to New York last month, he and Andy sat down for a chat at Nave in Le Parker Meridian Hotel. Sharing a banquet in the bar, the guys talked about a lot. Adolescent pre-Smiths Johnny Marr and Andy passing Joy Division in their shared rickety Manchester rehearsal building. Hookie's taking strength for his ongoing legal battle against New Order from Andy's court drama with the Smiths, Morrissey and Johnny Marr's autobiographies, Hook's long-standing personal issues with Bernard Sumner, aka Barney, and so much more. Check it out.
So I'm trying to think when we first met.
Wow.
I know we used to pass on the stairs at TJ Davison.
God, did we? Were you?
Me and Johnny had a room there, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Pre-Smiths, yeah.
Wow.
So we, and Buzzcocks.
But you must have been young then, though, compared to us.
I was like 14, 15.
Yeah. I mean,
we used to spend all our, we used to work part-time. We used to spend all our money on the rehearsal space.
So the weird thing there then is that we'd be 20.
Yeah.
You must have been just over 12, 13?
13, 14, yeah.
Fucking hell. But I mean, a 20-year-old kid isn't going to take any notice of anyone who's 13.
Exactly.
You just don't, do you?
You probably passed me on the stairs and thought, what the fuck's he doing
yeah,
there?
Probably shoplifting. Or stealing, like slaughtering the bleeding dogs, yeah. God, that's weird. So you started really early then, didn't you?
Yeah.
I never knew that. See how much I've learnt today already.
Yeah. And one time they put us in a separate room and it was directly below yours, but the warehouse was so decrepit we could actually see it through
the gaps.
See little bits.
Yeah, because the dust used to come down, didn't it, when you were doing it? I wonder if that ever happened to him, TJ.
I don't know.
Someone was telling me he's still about, because he'd be about 60. That's weird to think that he'd be 65.
Yeah.
65, 68 or something. Fucking scary, innit? Ooh. All these fucking skeletons walking over our grave, mate. No, I mean, the first time I was aware of the Smiths was when I went to see them at Rafters.
Yeah.
And it was really early on. And it was a good gig. I would never have admitted that to you if I'd have met you that night. But it was good. I enjoyed it. He had the flowers.
Yeah.
And then you played the Hacienda shortly afterwards.
Yeah, because I
wild.
thought we first met at the Hacienda, but you've got a better memory than me. So it was Rafters.
I can't remember
right?
the first. No, we didn't meet there though. I saw you play.
Ah.
I can't remember the first time I met you. Bleeding hell, that must have been some mad night. That will have been on a mad night.
It was in the Hacienda, definitely.
On a mad night.
On a mad night. Yeah.
I'm surprised we can remember anything, because I tell you what, I bet you.
I think you might have had leather pants on.
Well, we can get the approximate date then because of that.
Yeah.
Which had been 86.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the weird thing is that we probably met loads of times on those mad nights.
Yeah.
At the raves and all that shit.
So yeah, I had a flick through the book. I think it's really well written and
Thank you.
entertaining. There's some funny anecdotes in there, some sad moments, you know.
I mean, I remember it was funny because I was thinking on the way down there then when you were telling me about your court case, and you said it was the worst thing you'd ever been through in your life.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I thought, what a fucking drama queen.
Well, before
Typical.
old age.
Well, yeah, that's scarier, much scarier. And I was thinking, what a drama queen he is saying that, and fuck me. 150% right there, mate.
Yeah.
Jesus
a little bit
Christ.
stressful.
Oh my
And I was
God.
only giving evidence about, you know, I didn't have anything to gain from it.
Well, I mean, you know, the problem here is that I was thinking about this today when I was doing these interviews about this fucking book. Really, it couldn't have come at a worse time in any kind of negotiation to bring a resolve to an argument.
Oh, right.
And then you go and expose everything in a freaking book.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Timing is a bitch. And, you know, as bass players, we should know that, shouldn't we? But it was a
So
scary moment.
It's opened old wounds, you think?
Well, no, I mean, it's just kept a wound open, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like...
It never actually closed.
No, it never closed.
Oh.
I was thinking, me and him have been arguing now since we split up for 10 years. Non-stop. Yeah, it's fucking incredible, isn't it? And you wouldn't think that this
no end in
wonderful...
sight.
No, not yet. I was actually in court today.
Oh, yeah?
In Manchester. But yeah, a nightmare. So thank you for that. You were absolutely right on that occasion.
Yeah, keep away from those courtrooms.
Oh, lawyers, fuck me, nightmare.
They always win.
Yeah. Well, that's the trouble with it. I mean, and you do get. They go for the lowest common denominator, which is your ego,
Yeah.
and then get
Right.
you in.
Tear you down.
Yeah, and then even if they like you, they walk away to the next job, don't they? It's like us walking away to the next gig, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get a shit audience, or an audience that you love, you still go off to the next gig like a loose hooker. So anyway, there you are. When's your book coming out then?
Oh, God. I'm not... My manager asked me the other day, I don't want to do one. Johnny's done one, Morrissey's done one, Craig Gannon has even done one. Like, he was the extra guitarist. My Joyce has done one. And everybody's got different conflicting stories, you know, so...
I mean, the jury is the audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones that have to take it all into account
Yeah.
and do it all. But yeah, it's weird though. I mean, you know, it's like, I suppose you have to think about it, and I'm sure your manager thinks about it in the same way, is that it's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
And deserves...
Yeah, she's
Tell
really
him.
pushing for me to do it. And,
You not fancy it?
don't know, sounds like hard work to me.
Hard work, yeah. It is hard work.
How long did yours take?
It took 3 years.
See, that's fucking.
Well, I mean, you know,
that's hard labour.
It was hard labour as well. It was hard work. But the thing is that what was odd was when I did the Hacienda one, right? That took 3 years. Did the Joy Division one? It took 2 years. So I thought this fucker had take 1. He didn't. It took 3. And once you
did them all
started
back to back as well, didn't you?
well, yeah, more or less, yeah. But I mean, the weird thing was that you were writing about 31 years, and now the 80s was such a fantastic time, and all of us, apart from you, when did you stop? You stopped early.
87.
Oh, was it that? That's not bad then, is it? So you had a very busy 80s then, didn't you?
82 till 87.
Yeah, we all worked really hard through the 80s.
Yeah.
And the first half of the book was 10 years.
That's why I never really saw you in the 80s.
We were always...
we were always on the road.
You never rang, you never called, you never wrote.
Don't take it too personally.
I know. That's exactly what the wife said to me. In fact, that was probably why my first relationship, as much as I hate to say it, lasted so long. Yeah. It was because we were together 10 years, and I was away for 8.5 when I worked it out. If I'd have been at home, it probably would have been a hell of a lot quicker. Yeah, to be honest. My fault, not hers.
Now I had a look through the book, and you're right. It's like, this is what we did. And
yeah, well, I mean, it's weird, really. I mean, bass players are strange people, aren't we?
So were you like really meticulous about keeping notes about things? No.
I never kept any notes.
You just got a good memory.
No, I mean, I like reading books that have lists and have chronologies. It's just one of my things. Don't know why. You're either attracted to it or you're not. Yeah. So the easy thing was that it was quite easy to put all the dates together and then write about them. Because it's like my mate said to me, he said, you've been fucking telling all these stories for years for free. So I suppose the point is now, instead of just being pissed up ranting, you're telling them and earning off it, aren't you? You know, it's quite weird. You're selling the stories.
And hopefully you don't have to tell it anymore because people can read. People can read.
I remember when I did the Hacienda book, the reason I did the Hacienda book was because he was the dancer with 808 State, Eric.
Yeah, Eric Barker.
He said to me, I was ranting off at Glastonbury off my fucking trolley. And he said to me, okay, you're boring the arse off all of us. So I thought, fucking hell.
People just switch off.
Well, they'd heard it all before.
Yeah,
you know, it's that bunch of people, same bunch of people all the time that had heard it all before. And it was just, I suppose in a way it gets too much for people, doesn't it? But it was good. I mean, it was what we have lived through is fucking unique. Mm-hmm. And I think that me and you probably forget. You know, you forget how special it was.
It's hard on the inside looking at.
But you do forget how many people's lives that you've lived with them, gone right the way through, like the Hacienda did. People young, people who meet the partners, get engaged, get married, have kids, split up, midlife crisis. We've never stopped having one of them, have we?
Mine was a few years back.
Yeah, and the constant is your music. I actually listen to a lot of your music. Would you believe? And I bet you wouldn't believe that, would you?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, I do. I listen to a lot of the Smiths.
I'm very, very flattered.
No, it's true. It's weird because I actually got into... Because there was so much competitiveness between us all. Right, all the way through.
So was a competition in Manchester.
Yeah, it was nightmare, wasn't it, mate? Yeah. Absolutely. And the thing is that when you get a bit older, you realise it's daft, don't you?
Yeah.
And you start appreciating things for what they are. Saying that, I've not read Morrissey's book, have you?
I've had a browse through it.
Did you enjoy it?
I was just checking out what he's saying about me, basically. Went through the index.
You know what? That was the reason why I didn't want to put an index in my book.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the thought of Barney going in the bookshop and just browsing through the index. I wanted him to have to suffer it. And the fuckers put an index in afterwards. Oh, man, I was fucking gutted. And I said to him, why have you got a fucking index here? I told you specifically not to put one in. And they do it for somebody won't stock it. Unless it's got an index in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because it enables people to shop easier if it's got an index and they reckon it makes a difference to sales. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me then? Fuckers.
Before you did
publishers. They're like record companies. They're a nightmare. I think the weird thing is I'm sure it felt the same for you. When you were doing the case and everybody was at each other's throats, you felt like you've achieved nothing. And your memory and the gigs and the heritage feels very, very distant. And the weird thing was, sitting down and doing the book was actually quite cheery for the simple reason that you remembered a load of the good times.
Yeah.
You know, when you were starting out, when you were all together, when there was a sense of togetherness, everybody going in the same direction, no struggle. The ambition was still there, especially after Joy Division.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that, and it made me actually feel a hell of a lot better about...
So it's quite cathartic.
Yeah, it was. It really was, yeah. And it's weird because, you know, the 80s...
Maybe I do need to write a book, get it all out.
Yeah, get it all out, mate. I'm telling you.
All that angst out
you'd
of
be
there.
surprised
And vomit.
how useful it is. And I mean, you've got an interest in history, right? For one reason or another.
Uh-huh.
So you can write firsthand about tough times as well as good times.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
Going through, as I did, the Mrs. Merton bit,
Yeah.
was very, very difficult. As a decision, it was very difficult.
Yeah, but
To talk about
It
a
happens,
male
so
being
you have to-
abused. Yeah, it was tough. And you know what? I got so many got so many texts off people that I'd known for years that then turned around to me and said, well done for writing about that. Ah, fucking hell, I was the strangest people. I got the shock of my life. But the strangest thing in the world, so even that was cathartic and put an end to that bit. Rehab, same thing. Hell of a thing to go through. Fucking murder. But nice to write about, because it was like writing about One Flew Over the fucking Cuckoo's Nest.
Where did you go?
I went to the Priory in Hale.
Oh, yeah.
And I was lucky, really, because
Just down the street.
Yeah, no, from me, yeah. And there was a mate of mine in at the same time. We had a laugh being there together. Two rock and rollers.
Yeah.
Made it a little bit easier, I must admit. So it was nice. It was nice to get it out, actually. To tell that story, you know.
Belligerent goons run Manchester schools, spineless swine, cemented minds. So is the tubes jealous of you? Same old suit since 1962. Does the military two-step down the nape of my neck? I wanna go home.
You were telling me you were still working, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still working with Dolores from the Cranberries, yeah.
Is it going all right?
It's going all right, yeah. We had to take a break because she slipped a disc in her back.
Oh, fucking hell, isn't it murder?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Fucking ridiculous, you know what I mean? It was
She's
really
young
weird.
as well.
Yeah, she's younger than you.
Yeah.
And she's fucking slipping discs. Oh my God, man, it's scary, isn't it?
Still,
I mean, it's weird though, isn't it? Have you got that drive these days to create?
If I'm in the right environment and with the right people, then yeah, 100%.
Because that's one weird thing about doing the old stuff. You know, working through the LPs. Because you've not played them for so long, it actually doesn't make you feel like writing. Because they feel very fresh and very new. It'd be like if you started to play the Smiths back catalogue now. Makes me wonder why you haven't. You must be the only bass player who hasn't.
Yeah.
Have you ever fancied doing it?
I'm actually doing a thing at the London Bass Show
Oh, cool.
in
I did
in
it
March.
last year. I did it last
Oh,
year.
did you?
Yeah. With Guy Pratt.
Oh, yeah. So I'm doing that. I think I have to play like 3 songs and then
mega.
take some
Questions. Yeah. Do you know who it was last time?
Go on.
Me and Susie Quattro.
Wow.
Fucking how wild was that? Yeah. But I mean, I've met her before because I was at a friend's house and she said, we were having a barbecue and she said, I've got a surprise for you. And I thought, who's this? She said, we've got a surprise guest. I thought, it's fucking Susie Quattro. Oh my God, it was weird. She's very spiritual, and she sees dead people.
Okay.
You can ask her if she's at the bass show, but it's a great gig, that bass show. I mean, when I first got it, I thought it was 10 kinds of hell.
I know.
Fucking bass guitar show. I was like that.
I know.
Jesus.
I'm a little nervous. I must admit.
No, you've got nothing to be nervous about, because Guy Pratt, it was either him that recommended it to me. You know Guy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I was like you, a little bit nervous. And he was saying to me, don't be fucking stupid. He said, you'll have a great time. It's a piece of piss. And I went down, it was an absolute piece of piss. Got asked back next year. It's money for old fucking rope. It's brilliant. Yeah. And, greatly, you get to see all the fucking bass guitars.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really weird, yeah?
And I get to go to Manchester to see my friends and
you're going
my
back
family.
for a while?
No, I'm just spending an extra couple of days after the bass
You've
show.
not been back for a while, have you?
No.
All right, so have you been
over
back
a year.
since the debacle that was Freebase?
Yeah. Of course. But you know, the thing I did like about Freebase was that it was a democracy, and that you don't get that very often in bands.
No. I mean, it was weird. It was too democratic, really. Too many bass players. You just cannot have that many fucking bass players together. The dynamic is really weird. Yeah. You need the bass player to balance out the rest of the twats in a group. And putting 3 of them together, it's got too much balance.
We even laughed about it when we formed the band. You said, can you imagine?
Yeah.
3 bass players. For some
don't forget,
reason,
we did have 4.
We still did it.
Alex James, when we started, who dropped off and ended up working with fucking Barney. That was weird.
Right. That's probably why he dropped off.
Yeah, I would imagine so, yeah. Dropped off the face of the earth. God help us. Have you heard from Manny out?
I saw him last time he was over, a few months back.
Oh, with the Roses?
Yeah. No, he's always good for a laugh, isn't he, Manny?
He's just the same, isn't he?
Never changes.
We are musical survivors.
We are, yeah. And it's always nice to see you, Hooky.
Thank you, mate. It's lovely to see you, actually. But it's weird, isn't it? Because, when you look round at the impact we've had, fucking hell, especially with the Smiths, it's amazing to think how it could ever be surpassed. Everyone always get this thing about people wallowing. Oh, why is it all about the past? Why is it all about this? Why is it all about that? And the answer has to be, if you're so fucking bothered about it, do something.
Yeah.
Get off your ass, do it, and fucking blow us out of the water.
Give it a try.
Nobody seems to be able to blow you lot out of the water in the same way they can't fucking blow us out of the water. And and that's the intangible thing about what we did at the time that you did it. It's really weird, and what an impact and what a heritage, and you should be very proud of yourself to be able to live with that mantle.
Yeah.
We should be fucking and survive.
Oh, thanks.
Phew.
Yeah.
Fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his.
I'm a fan of it. We're going to have a cuddle later.
Oh, God, we've had many a cuddle, haven't we, mate?
Shh.
Hi, I'm Elia Einhorn, and you've been listening to Peter Hook and Andy Rourke on the Talkhouse Music Podcast. Subscribe on Stitcher or iTunes for upcoming episodes. If you enjoyed today's chat, check out Andy's fantastic talk with his dark bandmate Dolores O'Riordan. Or, for more great bass discussion, the amazing Thundercat in conversation with Kamasi Washington. Today's episode was mixed by Mark Yoshizumi. Till next time.